What's going on, guys? We got the results video for UFC 246, Cowboy versus Conor. Now, I'm going to start with the main event. I don't usually do this for the results videos, but how can I not start with the main event? Conor McGregor stops Cowboy Cerrone in 40 seconds of round number 1 via TKO. He landed a head kick, then finished him with punches. The notorious one, the king is back, should we say. Conor, we knew in this fight, had a chance in the first 2 rounds to stop Cowboy, and he did it quicker than I think any of us expected. We thought maybe they would look around, maybe stop, feel each other out a little bit for the first seconds, but they dive straight into a clinch. Conor decides, I'm going to go with some elbows in the clinch, breaks Cerrone's nose for what we know. If not broken the nose, he definitely caused blood to gush from the nose. Then Cerrone throws a last-hitch head kick. It fails. Conor lands a head kick of his own. And then once he gets Cowboy against the cage down, it's just fight over for Conor. Conor ends up finishing the fight in 40 seconds. It was a monumental win for a guy that needed the win. I can't believe he got this W. I'm super excited. I can't believe I stand out for Conor as hard as I did. You could see it on the live stream how excited I was that he won this fight. A ridiculous card, a ridiculous pay-per-view. Let's get to the rest of the results. So we're going to go down from top to bottom on this card. Holm defeats Raquel Pennington in what was not the most exciting decision in the world, but a decision nonetheless. 3 rounds it took them. Holm wins. I thought she won round number 1 and number 3. Pennington came out. She looked pretty good in her own right against Holm, but again, Raquel Pennington, who lost their first bout, wasn't going to be able to find a way to win this bout, and nonetheless, Holm gets the W in that one. Then we have Aleksei Oleinik, the boa constrictor, finishes Maurice Greene in the second round via armbar, 4:38 of round number 2. So with only 22 seconds left on the clock, he finds a way to get the finish. Both guys were gassed after round number 1. Aleksei Oleinik trying to lock in a submission, while as Maurice Greene was defending. Both guys by the start of round 2 looked extremely tired for their weight class. It was the heavyweights, so we might have expected this in the end of the day, but Aleksei Oleinik just a little fresher, a little more experienced in the octagon. I shouldn't even say a little more experienced. This guy is 58-13. He's had so much ring experience. You know, when both guys got tired, Aleksei Oleinik would be able to find the submission because he's got the skills to do so, and he ends up getting the decision. It goes with my picks. All 3 fights so far I've gotten right on my picks earlier this week. Then you have Brian Kelleher versus Ode Osbourne. If I was to pick this fight, I would have thought Ode Osbourne would have won. But after Brian Kelleher felt it on the feet, he knew that he wasn't going to be able to find much success there. So he decides, I'm going to take this fight to the ground, and submits Ode Osbourne via guillotine choke of 2:49 of round number 1. He really made Ode look like a novice on the ground with the grappling. Brian Kelleher definitely picks up a dominant finish win there, and a very, very impressive finish win nonetheless. Then you have Diego Ferreira, who really makes a statement in this fight, beats up Anthony Pettis everywhere it went. He was able to use his stand-up to get into clinches, to get to the back, to get to submissions. And in the end of the day, at round number 2, 146 of round number 2, he locks in the rear naked choke that he almost found in round number 1. Anthony Pettis was able to defend it in round 1, but in round number 2, he wasn't able to submit. It looked kind of like a neck crank at one point. It didn't look that deep under the chin, but what can we say? It was ruled a rear naked choke, so that's what we're going to go with. I'm going to bring up some more fights because there were some impressive wins on the card. Roxanne Modafferi, the big underdog in the fight against Maycee Barber, who was nicknamed the Future because everybody thought she was going to be the youngest world champion in UFC history, but she wasn't able to pull it off on this night. Maycee tore ACL. We assume it'll probably come out in the couple days that she actually did. But Roxanne was dominant in the first round and the second round before Maycee tore her ACL, or before it took any effect on the fight. So Roxanne really just dominated this fight start to finish. It was a great win for Roxanne Modafferi. Sodiq Yusuff picks up a win in what I thought he lost, but it was a really, really close fight. You can go and make a judging of your own. Askar Askarov looked impressive against Tim Elliott in the win, 15-minute decision. Askar was impressive in the first round, landing a punch that would knock out so many different individuals, except for Tim Elliott, who's just a savage. The dude's a savage. He was able to hip toss and throw Askar around in the second round, but Askar threw very, very precise striking. He was able to land most of the strikes that he threw on the back foot. It was a good win for Askar, picking up the third round, which won him the first and the third. Most of the judges gave him 30-27, which me and a couple announcers didn't agree with. I thought he won it 29-28, but the right guy won, so I'm not going to argue. And then Drew Dober knocked out Nasrat, Haqparast, I can't say his name, the knockout of Kelvin Gastelum. Drew Dober looked impressive in this one. Nasrat was looking like he was going to be the favorite. He was the favorite going into the fight, but Drew Dober picks up a massive win on what was a great night of fights. Make sure if you haven't watched UFC 246, you find a way to watch it. It was such a good pay-per-view, headlined by such a good main event. It was so much fun in every sense of the word. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, remember, smash that like button and sub to the channel for companions, fight streams, and all of the rest. Again, thank you for watching. Peace out, guys.